Meanwhile, following Sunday's 3-0 defeat to Panama, there have been calls for the resignation of head coach Theodore Whitmore. But not everyone shares that sentiment, as Harbourview's chairman Carvel Stewart believes that there is a bigger problem at hand.
Social media was flooded on Sunday with the hashtag #TapperOut.
Tapper, you fi top coach.
Even a petition was started on Monday for the resignation of head coach Theodore Whitmore. But for some in the background, there is more than meets the eye. Sunday's game against Panama saw 8 players in the Jamaican starting lineup who were playing their first match at the National Stadium. 2 were making their debut. TVJ Sports understands that Whitmore was instructed to start all 8 UK-based players. The result, a 3-0 defeat which left the Reggae Boys without a point after 2 games.
So the result last night came from a group of players, not a team of players. Tapper is to be allowed to select the players that he wants, not keep bringing in foreigners who are totally unfamiliar with him, with Jamaica, and with what we try to do on a football field.
Former national player Sean Fraser believes the decision to start all 8 UK-based players was wrong.
We played 8 players, which the 8 players looked like they were out of sync. For me personally, you should have even started 3 or 4 of them and bring on the other 4 because you had 5 change. But to put 8 players right away in a game that we desperately need to win, for me personally, it didn't make any sense.
According to Harbourview FC's chairman Carvel Stewart, the problem faced by the Reggae Boys and the selection process started before the qualifiers.
Tapper had a team of players coming out of the Saudi Arabian match. That team of players was then dismantled due to some very dodgy negotiation strategies that were undertaken by the JFF that ensured that those players were unavailable for the game against the US in Austria. And that is where the breakdown started.
But whose decision was it to play all 8 UK-based players from the get-go? JFF President Michael Ricketts, after the Mexico defeat, hinted about changes for the Panama game.
Having invested heavily in this process and having now gotten the English-based players that we would have tried so hard to get them to don the Reggae Boys colours, that process has virtually been concluded, and hopefully from here on we'll get the best team on the pitch at all times.
Whitmore wasn't all sold on the idea when told that striker Mikel Antonio was on the island.
We don't want it seems like a one-man team. We have Bobby Reed, we have other players here, and we need players who are going to come here, who is going to help us, committed players, and who can bring us forward.
With most games being drawn so far in the group, the good news for the Reggae Boys is they are only 2 points off third spot. Keon Reina reporting for TVJ Sports.